Welcome to the Tiebreaker. 6 rounds, 100 questions, no phones, keep your own score. Most people get 58. Let's begin. Round 1, General Knowledge. What is the only food that never spoils? The answer is honey. Honey's low water content and high acidity make it inhospitable to bacteria. Sealed pots from Egyptian tombs were still edible. How many strings does a standard violin have? The answer is 4. Tune G, D, A, and E, the 5-string version exists but belongs to jazz and folk, not the orchestra. Which planet is closest to the Sun? The answer is Mercury. Mercury, though Venus is hotter, its atmosphere traps heat that Mercury has no way of holding. What does the S stand for in SOS? The answer is nothing at all. Nothing. It was chosen because 3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots is unmistakable in Morse. The Save Our Souls reading came later. In chess, which piece can never move in a straight line? The answer is knight. The knight moves in an L and is the only piece that can jump over others. What is the most widely consumed beverage in the world after water? The answer is tea. Tea, by a wide margin, largely on the strength of consumption across Asia. How many sides does a heptagon have? The answer is 7. 7. Hepta is Greek for 7. The British 50-pence piece is a rounded one. Which blood type is known as the universal donor? The answer is O negative. O negative carries neither A, B, nor Rh antigens, so nothing in it triggers a recipient's immune response. What is the currency of Switzerland? The answer is Swiss franc. The Swiss franc. Switzerland is not in the Eurozone and has never adopted the euro. In which sport would you perform a Fosbury flop? The answer is high jump. Dick Fosbury won 1968 Olympic gold going over backwards. Within a decade, nobody jumped any other way. What is the hardest naturally occurring substance on Earth? The answer is diamond. Diamond at 10 on the Mohs scale. Lab-made materials have since beaten it, but nothing natural has. How many players are on the field per team in a football, soccer match? The answer is 11. 11, including the goalkeeper, a number inherited from 19th century English public school games. What does RSVP stand for? The answer is Répondez s'il vous plaît, French for reply, if you please. It survives in English invitations long after anyone stopped translating it. Which vitamin is produced when skin is exposed to sunlight? The answer is vitamin D. Vitamin D. 15 minutes of midday sun on bare arms does more than most supplements. What is the collective noun for a group of crows? The answer is a murder. A murder of crows. Parliament belongs to owls, gaggle to geese on the ground. How many keys are on a standard full-size piano? The answer is 88. 88, 52 white and 36 black, spanning just over 7 octaves. What is the largest organ in the human body? The answer is skin. Skin at roughly 2 square meters. It is an organ in every sense. It regulates temperature and blocks infection. In Morse code, what letter is a single dot? The answer is EE, the most common letter in English, deliberately given the shortest possible signal. Round 2, History. Which empire was ruled by Genghis Khan? The answer is Mongol. The Mongol Empire, which at its height was the largest contiguous land empire in history. In which year did the Berlin Wall fall? The answer is 1989. November 1989, after a press conference in which an East German official misread his own notes. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? The answer is Marie Curie. Marie Curie, physics in 1903. She later won chemistry too, still the only person to win in 2 different sciences. The Rosetta Stone was key to deciphering which writing system? The answer is Egyptian hieroglyphs. It carried the same decree in hieroglyphs, Demotic and Greek. The Greek was the key that unlocked the rest. Which war was ended by the Treaty of Versailles? The answer is the First World War, signed in 1919. Its reparations terms are widely argued to have helped set up the next war. Who was the first person to walk on the moon? The answer is Neil Armstrong. Armstrong, July 1969. Collins never landed. He stayed in orbit alone while the other 2 went down. The 100 Years' War was fought between England and which country? The answer is France. France. It ran 116 years, which is why nobody calls it by an accurate name. Which ancient city was buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in AD 79? The answer is Pompeii. Pompeii, along with Herculaneum. The ash preserved the city so completely that we know what was for dinner. Who was the last Tsar of Russia? The answer is Nicholas II. Nicholas II, who abdicated in 1917 and was executed with his family the following year. In which century did the Black Death reach Europe? The answer is 14th, the 1340s. It killed somewhere between a third and a half of Europe's population in about 4 years. Which document did King John seal at Runnymede in 1215? The answer is Magna Carta. Magna Carta. Most of its clauses were repealed long ago, but the principle that the king is under the law survived. Who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? The answer is Michelangelo. Michelangelo, over 4 years, and he considered himself a sculptor being made to paint. The Cold War was primarily between the United States and which other power? The answer is the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union, from roughly 1947 to its dissolution in 1991. Which civilization built Machu Picchu? The answer is Inca. The Inca around 1450. The Spanish never found it, which is why it survived largely intact. Who was Prime Minister of Britain for most of the Second World War? The answer is Winston Churchill. Churchill, from May 1940. He lost the election 2 months after victory in Europe. The Silk Road connected China primarily with which region? The answer is the Mediterranean. It ran west to the Mediterranean. Silk went one way. Ideas, religions, and plague went both. Which U.S. president purchased the Louisiana Territory from France? The answer is Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson in 1803, doubling the size of the country for roughly 3 cents an acre. What was the name of the ship on which the Pilgrims sailed to America in 1620? The answer is the Mayflower. The Mayflower. A second ship, the Speedwell, leaked so badly it had to turn back twice. Round 3, Geography. Which is the only sea on Earth with no coastline? The answer is Sargasso Sea, bounded by 4 ocean currents rather than land. Columbus's crew took the floating weed as a sign shore was close. It wasn't. What is the capital of Australia? The answer is Canberra. Canberra, built as a compromise because Sydney and Melbourne could not agree which of them should have it. Which country has the most time zones? The answer is France. France 12, thanks to overseas territories in every ocean. Russia has 11, China chooses to run on 1. The Atacama Desert lies mainly in which country? The answer is Chile. Chile. Parts of it have no reliable record of rainfall at all. Which African country was never colonized by a European power? The answer is Ethiopia. Ethiopia, which defeated Italy at Adwa in 1896. Italy occupied it briefly in the 1930s but never held it as a colony. What is the longest river in Europe? The answer is the Volga. The Volga at about 3,500 km, and it never reaches an ocean. It drains into the landlocked Caspian. Mount Kilimanjaro is in which country? The answer is Tanzania. Tanzania, though the classic view of it is from Kenya, which is why so many people get this wrong. Which strait separates Europe from Africa at their closest point? The answer is the Strait of Gibraltar. Gibraltar, about 13 km at its narrowest. You can see one continent from the other on a clear day. How many countries share a land border with Brazil? The answer is 10. 10, every South American country except Chile and Ecuador. Which is the largest island in the Mediterranean? The answer is Sicily. Sicily. Sardinia is second and both are Italian. The Great Barrier Reef lies off the coast of which Australian state? The answer is Queensland. Queensland. It runs about 2,300 km and is visible from orbit. Which country is entirely surrounded by South Africa? The answer is Lesotho. Lesotho, one of only 3 countries in the world completely enclosed by a single other country. What is the deepest point in the world's oceans? The answer is the Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench, nearly 11 km down. Everest would sit inside it with 2 kilometers of water to spare. Istanbul sits on which 2 continents? The answer is Europe and Asia. Europe and Asia, split by the Bosphorus, the only major city in the world on 2 continents. Which country has the longest coastline in the world? The answer is Canada. Canada, at over 200,000 km once you count the Arctic islands. It is more than 4 times the runner-up. The Sahara Desert is roughly the size of which country? The answer is China. China, about 9 million square kilometers. It is also growing. Which capital city sits at the highest elevation? The answer is La Paz. La Paz, Bolivia. At roughly 3,600 m, visitors are routinely advised to do nothing at all for the first day. Lake Baikal, the world's deepest lake, is in which country? The answer is Russia. Russia. It holds about 1/5 of all the unfrozen fresh water on the planet. Round 4, Science and Nature. How many chambers does the human heart have? The answer is 4. 2 atria and 2 ventricles. Fish manage with 2, most reptiles have 3. What gas do plants absorb from the atmosphere for photosynthesis? The answer is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide in, oxygen out. Almost all the mass of a tree comes from the air, not the soil. What is the chemical symbol for potassium? The answer is Kk, from the Latin kalium. P is phosphorus, which is why the abbreviation had to come from somewhere else. Which is the only mammal capable of true sustained flight? The answer is bats. The others glide impressive, but they cannot gain altitude under their own power. What is the speed of light in a vacuum? To the nearest 1,000 km per second. The answer is 300,000, about 299,792 km per second, the universal speed limit, and the reason distant stars show us the past. Which part of the brain controls balance and coordination? The answer is cerebellum. The cerebellum at the back of the skull. It holds more neurons than the rest of the brain combined. What is the most abundant gas in Earth's atmosphere? The answer is nitrogen. Nitrogen at about 78%. Oxygen is only around 21%. How many bones are in the adult human body? The answer is 206. 206. Babies are born with roughly 270, many fuse together as they grow. What is the process by which a liquid becomes a gas below its boiling point? The answer is evaporation. Evaporation. It happens at any temperature, which is why a puddle dries without ever boiling. Which animal has the largest eyes of any living creature? The answer is giant squid. The giant squid, eyes up to about 27 cm across, thought to help spot sperm whales in near total darkness. What does DNA stand for? The answer is deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. The deoxy distinguishes it from RNA, which keeps the extra oxygen. Which planet has the most moons? The answer is Saturn. Saturn, which overtook Jupiter after a wave of new discoveries. The count keeps changing as smaller ones are found. What is the pH of pure water at room temperature? The answer is 7. 7, the definition of neutral. Anything below is acidic, above is alkaline. Which blood cells are responsible for fighting infection? The answer is white blood cells. White blood cells. Red ones carry oxygen, platelets handle clotting. What is the tallest species of tree in the world? The answer is coast redwood. The coast redwood, over 115 m, the sequoia is bulkier but shorter. How long does light from the sun take to reach Earth? The answer is 8 minutes, about 8 minutes and 20 seconds. If the sun went out, we would not know for that long. Which element has the atomic number 1? The answer is hydrogen. Hydrogen, 1 proton, and roughly 3/4 of all ordinary matter in the universe. What is the only metal that is liquid at room temperature? The answer is mercury. Mercury. Gallium comes close enough to melt in your hand, but it is solid at room temperature. Round 5. Words and language. What is a word that reads the same forwards and backwards called? The answer is palindrome. A palindrome. Race-car is the standard example. Detartrated is the longest in most English dictionaries. Which language has the most native speakers worldwide? The answer is Mandarin Chinese. Mandarin by native speakers. English wins comfortably once second language speakers are counted. What is the term for a word formed from the initial letters of other words? The answer is acronym. An acronym: NASA, laser, scuba. If you say the letters separately, it is technically an initialism. Which letter is the most commonly used in written English? The answer is EE, at roughly 12% of all letters. It is why E is a single dot in Morse, and why Wheel of Fortune gives it away. What does the prefix Benny mean, as in benefit or benevolent? The answer is good or well. Good or well from Latin. Its opposite is mal, which gives malevolent and malfunction. A word with the opposite meaning to another is called what? The answer is antonym. An antonym. Synonyms mean the same, homophones only sound the same. Which of these is an example of onomatopoeia? The answer is sizzle. Sizzle, a word that imitates the sound it describes. So do, buzz, hiss, and clang. What is the plural of crisis? The answer is crises. Crises, following the Greek pattern. The same rule gives thesis theses and axis axes. Which alphabet is used to write Russian? The answer is Cyrillic. Cyrillic, developed in the 9th century and named after Saint Cyril, though he probably devised a different alphabet entirely. What is a group of words containing a subject and a verb called? The answer is clause. A clause. A phrase lacks one or the other, which is what keeps it from standing alone. The word robot entered English from which language? The answer is Czech. Czech, from Karel Čapek's 1920 play RUR, it comes from robota, meaning forced labor. What is the longest word in English without a vowel written as a E, I, O, or U? The answer is rhythm. Rhythm, at 6 letters, carried entirely by the Y rhythms, at 7 is the extended version. Which punctuation mark indicates possession or omitted letters. The answer is apostrophe. The apostrophe, its two jobs of possession and contraction, are why it is the most misused mark in English. What do you call a word that sounds like another, but has a different meaning? The answer is homophone. A homophone, there, and there. A portmanteau is two words fused like brunch. Which language is Latin the direct ancestor of? The answer is Spanish. Spanish, along with French, Italian, Portuguese, and Romanian, collectively the Romance languages. What is the study of the origin of words called? The answer is etymology. Etymology. Entomology is insects, a distinction that has embarrassed a great many quiz contestants. How many letters are in the Hawaiian alphabet? The answer is 12. 12, 5 vowels, 7 consonants, plus the Akina glottal stop. It is one of the shortest alphabets in use. What is a portmanteau word? The answer is two words blended into one. Two blended into one: smog from smoke and fog, motel from motor and hotel. Lewis Carroll coined the term. Round 6, the tiebreaker. What is the only letter that does not appear in any U.S. state name? The answer is Q. Q. Every other letter turns up somewhere, including the Z in Arizona and the X in Texas. Which country's flag is the only one that is not rectangular or square? The answer is Nepal. Nepal, 2 stacked pennants. Switzerland's flag is square, which is unusual but still 4-sided. What is the name of the largest moon in the solar system? The answer is Ganymede. Ganymede, orbiting Jupiter. It is larger than the planet Mercury. In what year did the Chernobyl disaster occur? The answer is 1986. April 1986. The exclusion zone around the reactor is still in place. What is the only bird known to fly backwards? The answer is the hummingbird. The hummingbird. Its wings trace a figure of 8 rather than flapping up and down, which lets it reverse and hover. Which sea creature has 3 hearts and blue blood? The answer is the octopus. 2 hearts pump blood through the gills, 1 through the body. The blue comes from copper-based hemocyanin. What was the first country to give women the right to vote in national elections? The answer is New Zealand. New Zealand in 1893, 27 years before the United States. What is the smallest country in the world by area? The answer is Vatican City. Vatican City, at about 0.44 square kilometers. You can walk the whole border in under an hour. Which planet rotates on its side, with an axial tilt of roughly 98 degrees? The answer is Uranus. Uranus, probably knocked over by an ancient collision. Its poles get 42 years of sunlight, then 42 of darkness. Nearest wins. How many bones are in the human foot? The answer is 26. 26 bones in each foot. A quarter of every bone in your body is below your ankles. That's the quiz. Put your score in the comments, and your tiebreaker guess 2 closest wins.